Welcome to another episode of Kookievision. In this video, I'm going to be making some owls in the shapes of hearts for Valentine's Day. To start, I've got a piping tip, a large piping tip, that I'm using as a guide for the eyes. So I'm just basically pushing in the piping tip into the sugar cookie. Since it's nice and soft, it just kind of goes right in there. So I just put two circles beside each other to create the eyes, and now I'm outlining it with a number 2 tip piping consistency white royal icing. And you can see that the imprints left by the icing tips make a great guide, so I don't have to do it freehand, and I can get a consistent shape every single time. I've also got some flooding consistency white royal icing in a squeeze bottle, and I'm filling in the eyes and then using my scribe tool to even everything out and get rid of any air bubbles. I've let this crust over a little bit, and now I'm outlining the belly as well as the bottom part of the heart. And I'm using a vintage green here, and this is a number 2 tip with a piping consistency of that color, and I'm using a flooding consistency of the same color in a squeeze bottle and filling it in. And I'll just use my scribe tool to even everything out again. Now while this icing is still wet, I want to add some polka dots, so I've got my squeeze bottle again with my white flooding consistency royal icing. I'm just adding some dots to the belly in a nice pattern, and I'll wait for this to dry again. So I've let that green color crust over a little bit, and now I'm going to do the rest of the heart, which is going to be a nice light pink color. So I've got this nice pink color in a piping consistency with a number 2 tip, and I'm just outlining it and then filling it in with the same color in a flooding consistency in a squeeze bottle. And again, I'll just use my scribe tool to get rid of any air bubbles and move the icing to where I want it. And that's it for the background, the background flooding. I tend to let my backgrounds dry overnight, but you only need to let them sit for, I'd say, about 6 to 8 hours until they're completely dry, or at least dry enough to work with the next layer without dealing with any color bleeding. So I've got a piping consistency orange here, and I just did a little bit of a beak, and that was a number 2 piping tip. And I've also got the same green that I used to outline the belly in a number 2 tip as well. And I'm doing a little series of dots around the eyes, all the way around down to the beak. Next, I've got a piping consistency black royal icing with a number 2 tip, and I'm piping out the eyes and making them nice and big, more like an owl's eyes. That's what I want. And I also have some sugar pearls here, some very small sugar pearls. I think these ones are about 4 millimeters. And I'm just sticking one of these sugar pearls in each of the eyes to create a little bit of a pupil and a little bit of sparkle as well. I actually like to use a pair of tweezers for this. It makes the process a little bit of easier process, and allows you to be a little bit more precise with where you place it as opposed to using your fingers. I've also got some piping consistency green again, and I'm doing little swirls on the top just as a decoration to fill in some of that space on the heart. And there we go. We got this cute little owl heart, perfect for Valentine's Day. You could do it in other shades too. You could make them for any sort of occasion. You could make them in Halloween colors or in wedding colors. They'd be great for that. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like me on Facebook and on Instagram. Bye!